Okay.
Do you have extra sunglasses?
No, I'm sorry.
What
You
if we
can
switch
look at
place?
me, maybe. You can look at me instead of looking into the camera, if that works. Or is this worse?
maybe we switch places because you have sunglasses.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay, like right here.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, perfect. But much better.
Oh yeah, this, I get it.
Which, scarf or no scarf?
Either way. I hope it's filming. There are a few instances I'm like, I wasn't filming.
Do you want me to check?
Yeah.
One last time. One last
time.
And then action. Okay, it's recording.
Okay, cool. I'm thinking, should we get a different angle here? The cool thing about this, it tracks your face. If I can, I literally forgot to bring the tripod for this one. It's okay, we don't need to use it. I give up.
Okay.
Cool, okay, yeah. I guess like maybe just like candidly ask some questions.
Oh, okay.
Are you sitting too forward?
Am I?
Maybe move back a little if you don't mind.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
the creator. Okay, now?
Yeah.
Okay, well, how was your day so far?
Pretty good. It's so sunny. Yesterday it was actually kind of cold in SF. Now I'm warm. Now I feel like I can actually take this jacket off. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Should we say hi to the camera?
Yeah. You want to introduce?
Sure. Hey everyone, this is my friend Jia. We met at the climbing gym 3 weeks ago, and I found out that she's also a content creator. So I thought we would make this video and just chat about the content creator journey and all the questions that, like, how do I phrase it? Because we started this conversation as you were asking me, oh, how was this journey? How is it different? So yeah, I thought it would be cool to make a video like that. How would you phrase this, what we're doing?
I think this video would be good for beginners, and we can learn a little bit from Kathy's journey, from beginning to where she is now, and just like a simple like a Q&A, and you sharing your journey.
Sounds good.
To help your viewers. Yeah.
Sounds good. This is totally non-scripted, so we'll see. I actually don't know what you're gonna ask me.
Oh,
Cool.
well, that's exciting.
All right.
Okay, so this is also going to be on my podcast.
Sounds great. Yeah, let's do that.
So first of all, can you describe what you do to someone who does not know who you are?
You mean what kind of content I create?
Like, who are you in general?
Oh my God, who am I in general? So I guess the long story short, I started doing content creation in 2018, and I started my channel as teaching people how to go through the interview process, like creating videos like how to do a 60-second self-introduction video, or like answering like super simple generic interview questions like what's your greatest strength, stuff like that. And I kind of grew from there, but now I kind of do everything. But I guess my core is like job advice and like general, like I'm also really into like mental health, so I shared that as well. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, so purely from a statistical standpoint, like where are you in the number of followers, like general view counts?
So I have about 700K on 小红书 RedNote right now. I guess you can call that like tier 1. I think anything above 500K is tier 1. Yeah.
How does the tiers work?
I think that's how like advertising agency classify us. Like tier 1 is like 500K. Usually during an ad campaign, they want like 1 or 2 tier 1, 4 to 5 middle tier. I think that's how they classify us usually.
And when did you reach that tier 1 status?
Honestly, my channel grew really fast in the first 2-3 years. I think I hit 500K within 2 years.
Wow.
And I kind of slowed down from there. Yeah.
What do you think were the elements that made you rapid grow?
I think being able to find your own niche market is really important. I feel like I found my sweet spot where people want to learn about interview questions in English, and I pretty much captured all that market, and that's another reason why I'm kind of capped at 700K. I feel like to go beyond that, I kind of need to find another area to expand.
So back to when you started, you began on RedNote, or did you explore other platforms like TikTok, Douyin?
I was kind of on all the platforms. For those of you who don't know, RedNote is, I would say, like similar to Instagram, but when I got on it, it only have the 60-second like video stuff, and then now you can upload up to like an hour-long video. So I try short format throughout the platform. Then I realized I'm more of a long form format content creator. So that's why I mainly post on Xiaohongshu now, because I feel like you can go more in depth and develop your personality versus I think TikTok or Douyin is more, I don't want to say transactional, but like to me, it feels a little bit more transactional.
Yeah, you mentioned the other day how with long form content you are able to share your personality and your story and really connect with the viewers. So how have you shared your past experiences and who you are?
Oh, I feel like my audience kind of grow with me. Initially, the reason why I shared interview tips because I was like literally 1 or 2 years into my first full-time job. It was kind of just like fresh on my mind because I just went through the interview process. And now I share a lot of mental health stuff because I guess that's a journey I went into like about 3 years, and that's what interests me. So I guess my audience also grow with me as well.
Yeah, can you tell us like a little bit more about your background?
Oh,
like,
sure.
Like where you're born and how did you get to SF?
So I guess I was born in China, and I did my studies here in the US. And I guess I started Xiaohongshu because my first job was in Hong Kong. And back then, Xiaohongshu wasn't that popular overseas, so I didn't really use it that much. But when I went to Hong Kong, that's how I found out about this platform. So it was actually a quite sweet spot that I stumbled upon this app at the right time and kind of become a content creator at that time. So 2018 was also when Xiaohongshu came out. This is a few years after Xiaohongshu came out, and the platform itself hasn't fully commercialized yet. And I moved to SF about 4 years ago, but I've been in California for a while.
So how long has it taken you to do Xiaohongshu full time?
So I didn't initially wanted to do it for full time. So I was in Hong Kong from 2018 to 2020, and then I moved back to California in March 2020 when COVID happened. So I actually got a job, and then they just told me, oh, we're actually sorry, we're actually no longer hiring. So at that point, I was like, oh, maybe I'll just try content creation. I don't think I would have the courage to like do it full time and just quit my job. Yeah.
And when did you was there a point where you were like, oh, I'm going to go for it, I'm going to trust myself, or you just knew that it was time to switch over?
I say my general advice is don't go into a full time before you build up an audience base. At that point, I think I already have 500K followers, but I wasn't commercializing it that much. But then when I went full time, I actually had more freedom to really think about how do I actually make money out of the platform.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before that, I didn't need to because of my full-time job. I think that kind of nudged me a little bit in a good way. I definitely have to tweak my content a little bit in order to commercialize it. Because if you only do interview tips, it's hard for brands to insert their products into your video. So I kind of have to go more lifestyle.
So when you were beginning, like, what kind of companies would reach out to you, and what kind of companies did you started seeking that was on brand?
Oh, so I was working for Colgate-Palmolive, and they were actually one of my first clients. A lot of my fans told me I have really good teeth. So I mean, I guess that's
true.
how you call on brand. Yeah, so like my old company was they were really supportive, and they all kind of knew I was doing content creation. So they were one of my first clients, and I personally know a lot about oral care. So yeah, all those things combined, that was a really good brand for me to start with. So I just talk about my oral care routine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you ever have braces?
I did, yeah, I did. But I feel like now it kind of went back a little.
Yeah, you have to wear that retainer.
I do wear it, but yeah.
Yeah, wow. So, like, did you find yourself reaching out to companies you were interested, or just let it organically come to you?
They organically came to me. But like I said, in the beginning, I didn't think about monetization. So my platform was all about growth. I did have to pivot my content just to attract those companies, but I didn't have to reach out. They were reaching out to me once my content was ready, I guess.
Wow. So was this your strategy from the beginning, like caring about growth, prioritizing that, or did you just like learn along the way?
I think first I did it for fun. I didn't really thought I would become a content creator. I never thought about, oh, I can actually make money out of that. I think it just didn't cross my mind. And I wasn't so focusing on the follower number. I was just like really curious about kind of testing how different content would hit with my audience because I have a background in marketing, so I kind of did it for fun in the beginning. And then afterwards, I'm like, oh, that's actually the right way to go, because if you commercialize too early, that's when you stop growth, right?
Wow, that's,
yeah.
I feel like that should be highlighted. Like,
yeah, that's true.
wow, what makes you think that, like, if you're, for example, like a first-year content creator, they care about reaching monetization rather than building a loyal audience? Like, what could go wrong?
I think of it in a way that you gotta provide some sort of value to your audience. That's why people wanna watch your content. I think that's how everything works, right? You gotta provide some value to earn money. I guess that's like even not a content creator job, like any sort of job.
Yeah.
That's how you provide value, you earn money. And I think oftentimes, especially nowadays, we see, oh, content creators are making a lot of money, and your goal is to make money from your audience. But I think a better question or framework to look at is like, what value can I provide? Once you can provide a certain value to your audience, money just follows.
Yeah.
Right?
And how would you rate the value? Like, is it some specific category? Like wellness right now is skyrocketing, and in tech. Like, how do you help people? Has the most value, you think, nowadays?
I don't know if you've seen the diagram. There are like two circles, like what you're good at, what's popular right now, and you kind of want to find that sweet spot in the middle. You can't just go for wellness when you know nothing about it, right? You got to find something you're good at and something that people want to know. And once you find that sweet spot, and that should be your content.
So during your trial and error phase, like what kind of videos were you
Good question.
doing?
I actually looked back at my content. Initially, I was even sharing, I shared my trip to India. I was like, this is unique. I should share that. But I realized there are a lot of travel vloggers out there, and they're way better than me. So I'm like, you gotta find something that you're good at, and the audience also think you're good at it. For example, I don't think I'm specifically really good at giving like job interview advice, but apparently my audience think that I do, and I'm also good at it, but not like amazing at it. So that was my sweet spot. But before I went testing around, I had no idea that would be my content. I actually didn't know that until I tried it.
So you let that content find you.
Kind of, but I think a lot of people start, and maybe you do gain like 1,000, 2,000 followers. You're like, I'm just gonna keep trying traveling vlog. Maybe you're in the wrong category to start with, right?
Interesting.
Yeah, so I pivoted pretty fast. I think I even did like how to make the perfect bolognese spaghetti, and then traveling in India. What else did I do? Oh, expat's life in Hong Kong. Initially, I did all that. Yeah. And
so
then
you're just like throwing darts on the board, testing out.
Yeah.
But you pivoted fast.
Yeah. Also, it was easier. I want to say it was easier to create content back then because, I had my phone. I didn't really have a camera. I didn't have a mic. My editing was terrible. My lighting was terrible. Back then, it was also easier to become a content creator. Nowadays, the market is very saturated, and it's hard to start. Yeah.
So, in an alternative universe where you begin your content creator journey in 2026, what would you tell that alternate version of yourself?
Don't think too much.
Don't think too much.
Honestly, like even today, I think we spent an hour setting up the camera, just finding the perfect angle. Overthinking. Overthinking is tough. Yeah. And be authentic. Don't care too much about how you look on the camera or what you say. But also that was an advantage of me starting in my mid-20s. I had a lot less fear, or I actually didn't know that people would troll me. Like now I know.
What do you mean by that?
Because like a lot of people would say really mean things to you, and back then like I didn't know that would happen to me.
That's a thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now I like worry a little bit more about what I say. But I think my general advice is like be authentic and care less about what other people think.
Like previously you mentioned like your audience would see something they like and you would do more of it. But how do you know that you're not being clouded in your own judgment, but then the audience, they don't even care about it?
I think your stats will tell you. For example, when I did the Indian traveling vlog, not even vlog, it was like, 200 likes, and I was pretty happy about it, having 200 likes. But when I did my first self-intro, that one actually did really well on YouTube as well. On Xiaohongshu, it had over like I want to say 1,000 likes. What?
I was gonna sneeze.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna sneeze.
I thought you
Excuse me.
saw something.
No.
Yeah. So anyway, so you definitely see the difference. Yeah.
So what do you think is a good metric nowadays? Because like views, I feel like it's so like it could be a hit or miss. What about like the number of likes or the number of content
Engagement.
comments? Yeah.
I think engagement and likes are really important. Like the stickiness of your audience. If they engage more, I think that's what a lot of brands look at as well. Like how many comments you have, not just views and likes, like engagements.
What about your community? Like your community of content creators, other people in your niche. Do you engage with them?
Yeah, I try to meet up with them like offline as well, and I made some friends, which is nice. I feel like content creation is such a lonely journey. Like, a lot of time you're talking to a camera, you're working by yourself, you're editing by yourself. You definitely have to like make friends out of that. Like I feel like back then when I went to an office, even though not necessarily I'm friends with all my coworkers, at least I have like a lot of social interactions.
Yeah.
Versus content creator, you're working a lot by yourself. You gotta find that community outside of content creation.
So how do you keep going? Like when it's just comments and likes, like through a screen when you're getting that reinforcement?
Good question. I think for the 2 years, it's just like excitement. This is so new. This is so exciting. I wasn't even making a lot of money out of it the first 2 years. But later on, you're like, oh, I'm getting commercials. I'm getting brand trips. This is so cool. So that's like the next 2 years. But now I am, oh my gosh, like 6-7 years into content creation.
Yeah.
I definitely have to make videos that I feel like I can grow from that. For example, the other day I made a video about like, top podcasts that would teach you investment. So I did a lot of research. I put in a few podcasts that I love, like All In, Acquired, How I Built This. I was also doing more research and I found more podcasts that I like. So like creating each video is also educational for me. And I find a lot of joy in that. And initially, like I said, I'm not really good at setting up my camera. Now I'm actually taking a class from SF Community College just to learn about how to work the camera. So I'm like constantly learning on my job. I think in order to be a content creator, you gotta have a lot of things to say. You love expressing yourself. You love sharing. And you have to be someone who loves to learn new things. And then third, you don't mind working by yourself.
Wow. I feel like that's what it takes. Like you just constantly evolve.
You have to.
Yeah.
I don't know about YouTube. Maybe YouTube have a longer life cycle, but at least on Xiaohongshu, if you don't pivot every 6 months, you're gone, you're irrelevant. Yeah.
Do you have like a sense of urgency with that? Or how do you combat that?
I mean, I definitely went through phases of like being really anxious. Especially the algorithm changes a lot. Now the platform really favor like brand deals and commercials, so they actually don't give a lot of traffic to organic content, and that just forced me to create better content. Honestly, I think actually my content is actually getting better, but my views are dropping, which is hard. It's hard psychologically. It's really hard to come to terms with that. But I think at the end of the day, it just pushed me to create better content.
What makes it better? Like better video quality or more engaging topics?
Yeah, good question. All of that, I think. Now I'm actually learning how to like have better frame, better audio, and I kind of enjoy that. Like better storytelling.
What do you think about like sometimes you see a random video pop up like that's really popular, has millions of views, and it's just really bad quality, but the message is just so potent and like passionate. What do you think about
I get
those?
what you mean. I think initially I would be a little jealous back in the days. But I look back, I myself have created some videos like that. And back then I didn't know how it worked. And usually when you are super authentic and you really have something to say, that's when the video do really well. Also, it's more like social commentary. Usually when you hit all of that, your video does really well. Now I know the mechanics behind it. You can actually intentionally create viral videos.
Yeah.
And that's how you actually grow. I think as a more seasoned content creator, kind of don't want to call myself that, a content creator with more years of experience, like you know how it works. I think the tough part is like going back to being super authentic and being able to recreate that.
So like not losing sight of
Yeah.
yourself, like the original you.
You can still do it.
What would you say to, like for example, an American person, and they're interested in 小红书. So what kind of possibilities or advantages, disadvantages would they have?
A lot. I think not just on 小红书, on any platform. Like I mentioned before, you gotta find your niche, and your niche is something that you can do better than others. So I guess as an American, what can you show or provide that are different from Chinese content creators? And I think that opens up a lot more. Even just talking about life in San Francisco, right?
Yeah.
That's something you can go into. Or just be like, oh, 3 things I noticed that are like really common between Chinese and Americans, stuff like that. There are a lot of different ways to go about it, and I think the more different you're from your audience, the more topics that are just like open up to you, and you can pick and choose from.
The more different, like a more of a variety. What if you're someone who's still in that like experimental phase and you just want to kind of do a little bit of everything, like a vlog or interview people on the streets? How do you know, like repetition wise, like oh, by the 3rd time I do the same type of content, if it doesn't work out, I'm gonna pivot?
I think that's a good number. Yeah. Actually, I don't know if this is like going off topic. Actually, once you do content creation for years, the urge to do anything, any sort of new content is super valuable. Like that urge to try new things is so hard. That spark is really hard. So I feel like you should just go for it. You should just try all kinds of things. And of course, if one thing you've done it like 5 times, you're not generating views, maybe try something different. But I think what's more important is to have that spark, have that urge to try it.
So, like as someone who is starting out, what do I look at? Because for myself, I look at views, but should I be looking at comments more or likes? How do I get that feedback to keep on going?
I think they all go hand in hand. Usually when you have more views, you do have more likes, you do have more engagement. But personally, I look at more likes and engagement. Yeah. But generally, if you have good views, you have more likes, you have more likes, you have more views. Generally, that's how it goes. Yeah.
What about the people like in your life, like your parents or your partner, your friends? What do they think about what you're doing?
I think this question will go back to like in my 20s. I literally, when I was creating content, I was like sharing it to every person I know. Now it's the opposite. I try to hide the fact that I'm a content creator whenever I first introduce myself to someone. I don't know. I'm like, I enjoy a more private life. I think definitely, initially you want to share your work. You want to get as many views you want. Yeah. If you're comfortable with it, why not share it with people you know? but I like talking to you actually inspired me as well because I feel like, oh, I need to go back to that, try to feel what that feels like when I first started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So how far do you plan ahead? Like every 6 months?
Oh,
or
I can't.
where you're going? You have a direction? Or you just keep doing it like day by day?
I would try to plan 2-3 weeks out, but literally the trend changes all the time. For example, Alex Honnold just did the Taipei, it was a Taipei 101 building,
Yeah.
and it was trending hard. And oftentimes you want to jump on that right away if it's relevant to you. You know, don't jump on every hot topics. So social media is just something that you gotta be very agile and pivot fast. Usually you can't really post or plan 6 months in advance. Yeah.
Wow.
But try to plan a little bit around major holidays, I would say. But you can't really plan that much.
For example, like you're doing something consistently, but then you reach to a point where you're burned out, because I know burnout could be pretty often. How do you pick yourself back up from that place?
I burn out constantly on like a monthly basis. I think the important thing about content creation is that you gotta have a life outside of that, or else you're constantly burning out. Initially, I had a full-time job, and then later, I don't know, I constantly need to like really live my life in order to create content.
To draw inspiration from your own life.
Yeah.
It's so different from a 9-to-5 job because you don't just clock out.
I know, it's tough. I'm always thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think every content creator, they go from a different angle. At least that's how I see it. For me, I love writing, and writing is my base. Storytelling is my base. Either through like writing it down, talking out later, or just turn on my camera and talk about, comment on an event. That's what I'm good at. Some other content creator friends I have, they're really good with camera. So their work is beautiful. You know, they're so good with like capturing beautiful moments. And other people are just really good at finding interesting themes, or like in other people, in places. They're great storytellers. So everyone come from a different angle. And if you're already passionate about your craft, for example, I love writing. Whether I'm a content creator or not, I'm gonna want to share what's on my mind. So that's important. Like find your, I want to say, anchor, maybe. That's how I would put it.
Like something you take along with you, like that's your
something
value.
you already enjoy doing. Sorry, do you mind if we switch? I just like it's
Oh yeah,
a little too
go
hot.
ahead.
Yeah.
Switch places.
Yeah. Thank you.
Do you want to pause it, or do you want to? Should we sit in the shade?
We can pause it for a sec.